I'm going to show you the fastest, easiest to do method to get a wild, impulsive dog under control. He needs to know that he doesn't get to do whatever he wants in life, and I'm going to show you how to do that. This is a 2-year-old boxer. He will go at a dog when the dog growls or barks at him. He is a party animal, as his owner says. He's just a big, happy dog. So why would a happy dog go at other dogs? Most likely it's because of lack of impulse control. During my training sessions, it's about 50% analysis and figuring the dog out and 50% training. And you're going to see that as well as you're going to see the party animal right here. He just looks like a party dude, right? He's having fun in life. Little flyby right there, flyby jump. He's going to do another one. Then you're going to see him meet dogs. He can't be a party animal when you meet dogs, especially when you're attacking dogs. Now for the analysis part, he's going to bound towards this dog as hard as any dog I've ever worked with. It is 100% focus on the dog, 0% focus on the guy on the other end of the leash. That's the first problem that we have to fix. Now I'm going to let him do it because A, he needs to meet dogs. B, I'm analyzing him and what his motivations are and if he cares about the person on the other end of the leash and what percentage he cares about the person on the other end of the leash. I had my questions were answered. It is 0% and it'll continue to be 0% focused on the person on the other end of the leash until I either use treats, use corrections, use any collar, use a prong collar. I'm going to use corrections, then we're going to use a gentle leader. If you've ever wanted to become a professional dog trainer, apply to be in the Beckman Coaching Program. Email beckmanventures@gmail.com. Apply to be in my program. There's videos, helper dogs, helper dog info, social media stuff, all kinds of interesting stuff. Now back to the video. All right, now he's going to get a correction, okay? Actually, he's going to give himself a correction. I didn't give him a correction. I just didn't move. That's a correction right there. Little behind touch, little tiny correction. Then, on a loose leash, after the correction, the dog hesitated. All we need is hesitation from this guy. Then I let him bound a little bit right there and just look at him. He's a bull. He's too much. He's too much. That's probably what's causing a dog to go at him. And then his just, I said his name. He didn't come. I gave him a correction. Now we're going to test. Did that help? I'm going to say his name right here. Hey, and he looks at me. Great. So we let him bound to the dog. Then we didn't let him bound to the dog. He was smelling a dog. I said his name, which means look at me. He didn't. Then I gave him a correction. Then I said his name again, and he did. So we're at about a 50% success rate after the correction. That's pretty high, okay? We just got to do it over and over and over again. I'm also analyzing his nature. Just how he is with dogs. He's good with dogs. Let him pull to Prince a little bit, partly because he's in front of me. It's like, and he's happy. He's a happy-go-lucky guy. We don't need to be super disciplinarian because his nature is so good. That's when see how I was going to give the second leg flip and then I didn't because he sat down. And another one, bink, and then, he sits down. Is that perfect? Is he taking his eyes off the dog? No, but he's doing better than just the full pull. Now I let him meet Prince on a pull because we just have to get the meeting going. And remember, sometimes I won't, sometimes I will. And then we'll increase that percentage to where I'll let him pull 50% of the time, then we'll make it 40, then 30, then 10, then none. But we can't just get everything at once. Now he's meeting a intact male, like he is intact. And that is the toughest test. And look, Prince loves him. He loves Prince. Look at their tails. Sometimes dogs like this are oil and water. These two dogs are not oil and water. That's very telling about his nature. However, he does need some adversity in his life. And he has a pulling problem. You can help adversity and pulling problems with a head harness, whether it's a halty or an easy walk. Adversity is a very good thing for a dog, and this head halter is going to provide that adversity because they can't go wherever they want. All of a sudden, their movements are restricted. They cannot look wherever they want. They don't like the feeling on their face. That I understand, okay? That I have sympathy for. Just this, there's this thing on my nose. But I'm telling you about 80% of it, 20% of it is I don't like this thing on my nose. 80% of it is I can't move my head however I want to move my head. And this dog is going to fight it as much as any dog. So here's what you got to do. Okay, I tighten it up. Then the minute your dog gives up the fight, you give up the fight. He's going to keep fighting it. And now I'm going to go to some original audio so you can hear what I say in real time. He is like a wild horse. There's about 10% of pits that can never be conditioned to a gentle leader. There's about 1%, maybe 5% of other dogs that cannot. So we have to go through a little bit of the fight, and we have to see if he will mellow out to it. Now, the minute I take a step, he's going to fight it again, most likely. I'm going to reinforce the heck out of him for not fighting it, and then the minute he goes up and he starts to do this, you have to stop him. 1, he can get it off. 2, he can actually scratch up his dew claws. I don't know if he has any. Or his nails. They can scratch his face up. But understand what the fight is. Yes, they don't like the thing here. It feels weird. The second thing they don't like is they don't like the control that we now have. They don't want their head to turn when they pull. But that's the whole game. Like, you're too damn strong on a normal collar. Your head has to pull. Oh, we'll take head shaking all day. We will not take
that.
We'll take head shaking. We will not take the paws up. Oh! And then gives up the fight and then treats. I don't care that it's 1 second after giving up the fight. Yeah, dude, you're okay. There is a longer way to condition this thing. And we just put it on their nose and we give them treats. We put it on their nose and they give them treats. Then we put it over and clip it, then give them treats, then take it off. And we do this over days and days and days. I don't want to do that because this guy needs adversity in his life. He needs to struggle because he has not struggled much in his life. He's a party animal. So he needs it. It's a loose leash almost all the time unless his paws come up. Then I tighten it up. But he can do this all day. He'll just wear himself out, which is fine. He needs wearing out. Just let his nervous system go down a little bit. There does need to be a little bit of aspect of learned helplessness that kicks in, possibly, where he just says this thing ain't coming off. We'll see. I'm not gonna go to a place he's fighting it a lot. I'm not gonna do this if this takes 20 minutes. We're gonna not do it. But we have to sort of see if there's a point at which he gives in. And the give in, if you think about him, maybe the dog's attacking him, and him not stopping, it might be the same mechanism in his brain that's like, I'm not gonna stop this. Like, there's a fight, he's having a fight with this, he's having a fight with the dog, and there's no give up in him in that way. So we gotta see if he won't give up with this, which might start the process of him giving up with the dog. I'm not saying it's the same, it might be the same. This dog is having a difficult time. It's okay for him to have a difficult time in his life. He needs some difficult times. He needs some restrictions in his life for him to not bound, to not jump, to not do all the things that he wants to do all the time. Plus, I see bounding and jumping being satiated in him right now. He wants to be a bull to dogs. How about he can be a bull on this thing? We can have this little battle, and then at the end of it, he can go, oh, I didn't win. And that's a good thing for him. It's similar to the dog thing. Look at this. He's flipping around. He's freaking out. He's a wild horse. That is what this dog is. He's also getting all this energy out. He's got all this energy to be a bull for a dog, to be a bull into a dog, and just be a tank and go into them and make them uncomfortable. Then he's got energy to do this. I would not do this process if it was only for leash pulling. And I would not do this process if it was only for having him lose a fight. But I would do this process if it's going to significantly help both of those things. If he is going to pull less and if he is going to fight a little less against things he doesn't want to do in life, then we're going to have this battle because I don't love it. Like, it is not great to see a dog flip around and hate something, but his pulling is so tough that he needs this, and he's a stubborn dog who says, yeah, but I don't want to do this. Yeah, but I want to pull into a dog. Yeah, but I want to overwhelm a dog. I want to smell that dog, and so I'm going to be a tank. I am going to pull on the leash. I am going to pull my mom. I am going to pull this guy. And this is all saying, yeah, you can't do everything you want in life. So I'm not going to reinforce him a lot for just standing there not fighting it. The criteria has gone up for reinforcement. The criteria is now becoming, you have to take a couple steps because he can stand there. and be okay. And he can fight. And then I tighten up. And then I'll reinforce now when he takes steps, because taking steps is the hard thing for him. He can sit there and just sit there and be okay. And then the minute he moves, he goes, oh, heck no. I'm going to shake my head. I'm going to rear up on, oh, we'll take that. And he gets reinforced. Why did he get reinforced? Did he walk perfectly? No, we don't need him to be perfect. We need him to be better. Oh, beautiful. 3 steps, no fighting, reinforcement. I'm happy. 4 steps. Oh, and a fight. And I pull up so he can't get his paw over. His paw's over. I got to fix the paw. I got to fix the paw. And boom. And relax. And verbal praise. Good boy, you're the best boy. No, it's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, but he's got to move. Can't just sit here. He has no ability to move without fighting at this point. Almost no ability. When he moves, he fights. Criteria at this point for any sort of reinforcement is moving and not being a wild horse. Oh, calm walking. Yes, he's being pulled. That's fine. That's fine. This guy's the happiest dog in the world. He can take a little bit of not being the happiest dog in the world for 10 minutes out of the day. And once this is conditioned, he's going to be a happy dog. He's just not going to be a dog who does whatever he wants. There's some rules now, buddy. I reinforce them when he's standing there. That's fine. You can reinforce when they're standing there, but mainly the reinforcement is for moving. So this video, guys, was about a little bit about impulse control, a little bit about conditioning the head halter, about meeting dogs, about a dog who pulls as much as he pulls needs a couple things. He does need some corrections, but you can't just give him, he's so out of his mind pulling and meeting dogs and seeing dogs that you can't just give corrections to an 80-pound dog like this. You need some help. That head halter is often the help. And now he gets some reinforcement with mommy and he walked to mommy. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos.